going to look at your market research tools now. A couple of things is there's secondary research. We already talked about that. There's also big data. There's quantitative research where customer visits, you have focus groups. You want to sit down and actually go through and talk to people on the human aspect of it. And then the qualitative aspect of research where you sit down and design questionnaires in the process. We'll talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages in detail on all these at a later point. So on secondary research, it really is a staple of market intelligence. The market intelligence is different from research because it's ongoing and it's easy to just pick up and boom, see what the general market. It can be internal what's going on or external outside your organization. It's cheaper, it's quicker. You can just go out there and in a couple of days have a really good feel of what the marketplace is changing and what things that you need to be addressing for your business. The secondary research, you have a broad rather than a deep understanding of who your customer is. You can look at big demographic pictures, but you may have a hard time getting the individual person over here, that aspect of it, because it's just broad, because you're not dealing with the human, you're dealing with data out there and how trends look in the industry. There's an awful lot of material out there, and sometimes if you latch onto a good research company, you can sit down and get a huge amount of things, but also a huge bill. You don't need to hire companies to do secondary research. You can do most of it on your own. It's a matter of library search, internet search writ large. It's just a big aspect of it. Now, big data really is past the scope of a lot of us. It's a large topic. Well, big data, large topic, of course. Okay, it deals with gathering data from secondary sources through big data gathering sites. You compile information. Now, that one, it just depends on the size of your organization. You can do it in-house. And if you really know what you're doing, you can do it yourself. But the reality of compiling huge amounts of things on demographic data as to what you're doing, that really is one of the big issues out there. It's a hot issue in an awful lot of organizations. If you have the ability to access big data, do so. It'll help you. It's like the ultimate in secondary research, but it isn't essential if you're a small business owner. Probably one of the best ways of dealing with the customer itself is a thing called focus group. You know what? This is not a new idea. It's an old idea. What it is talking to people about your project. You can bring a group of people, 6 to 8 people in. Just depends how big you want to run it. I run them 12 to 14 is my favorite size. They normally recommend 6 to 8. I've even had 22 to 24. It just depends. But I think for me, I like the 12 to 14 size. I have the 2 pizza rule, where if 2 pizzas can't feed them all, okay, then you have too many, or really you don't want to have you go home too full from the pizza. So it just depends how you do it. But really that aspect of you bring things out, you show them this is what we plan on doing. You lay out your plans and you get feedback from humans, the humans that you hope will be interested in your product, and hear what they have to say. That's all it is to it. If you get them to come in, ideally, if you can pull it off for an hour and a half to 2 hours, life is good. Ask them, ply them with questions. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? It takes a lot of pre-planning, but it's got to be casual and it's got to be non-forced on the people that are participating in it. That is the ultimate one. Another one is the customer visit. There's 2 ways of doing it. You put on dark glasses and a dark hat, pull up your trench coat collar, and you come in and you sneak around your competitor's store. That's typically the way most people do it. But you know what? A friend of mine had a jewelry store, and he is one of these gregarious guys that talks, and within really about 30 seconds, he's your best friend. Hey, how you doing? And everything else. Well, he just goes in, I run this jewelry store over here. I just wanted to see what you guys are doing. What do you have over here? And surprisingly, if you ask people what's going on, a lot of times they're happy to show it to you. He's gone into the vaults and seen the secret treasures they all have after a while. Now, part of it's his personality. It just depends whether you want to do a cloak and dagger visit or you just want to say, hey, I'm running this down the street and I'm your competitor and I plan on taking money out of your wallet. You don't say stuff like that, but that's what you end up doing. But in this case, he doesn't shop next door or whatever down the street. He goes a couple miles away and people share stuff with him all the time. A customer visit is a good alternative to a focus group. Doing both is actually the best thing. Surveys, it's not an all-purpose tool. And people send these, there's a problem with descriptive surveys. It's called the double hump theory. Okay, take the sexual inference you may have out, but the double hump theory, the issue is that you want to have a bell-shaped curve of people that are out there and get their input. The problem is you only get typically 4 to 8% of the people are responding to those surveys. You send them blanket out unless you provide some type of incentive. Please fill out my survey for a $5 gift card or whatever you have in it. You're going to get the people that love you and the people that hate you. That's the problem with the scripted surveys, which is why I tend not to use them or recommend them unless you have some type of incentive for every person to fill them out. The reality of it really comes down to that whole aspect of trying to get a population of 80 to 100% of the customers, which is almost impossible. If you pull off 30 to 40%, life is great, but try to avoid that whole aspect of not providing incentive. All that happens is you irritate people because we're so barraged by these surveys. Sample. A lot of times they stand or fall on the quality of the obtained sample that you have. So you want to have a good, solid sample. So on your research tools, secondary research is a really good one. It's easy for anybody to do. Big data takes some more money and some more computer power to do that, or you may be well suited to handle that aspect of it. Customer physics, the traditional focus group, those are excellent. That survey research is really good. That questionnaire design, we're going to talk about that later on, how to have good questionnaires. But I always encourage you on a questionnaire, have some type of incentive. What's in it for me always seems to work very well. Overall, these 4 are your main tools for market research. Take care.